Hello everyone here. Thank you very much for attending. This is the first edition of Live Inside Track in Brazil. Here I have selected a wallpaper for the starting of my presentation about the all events on site in Brazil that is well known as SAP Inside Tracks. This is a grassroots event in SAP community organized by SAP community members, and this is awesome. So right now, under our circumstances, we are doing this on the internet, on YouTube live. Thank you for attending. Okay, and let's start here our presentation. Here we have the paper for Brazil to welcome very well people around the world. First of all, I want to say a word to for charity. Yes, this is for donate for people living in poverty. Desejando o bem. This is organization, non-governmental organization. You can donate every amount if you want using this QR code here. You will download at PicPay and then you make your donation. Please do the difference for families. We, under our circumstances, the economic issues came along with the pandemic situation. Okay, think about poor people, think about families living in bad conditions. Please donate. If you like my presentation, if you are following the event, please don't hesitate and contribute, and it will make a difference for a lot of children, a lot of people that are having troubles. Thank you. Right. Just to remind you, we are doing here the first week. Okay, we have tomorrow. Today we have AD Haddad at 18 time from Brazil, UTC 21. Okay, if you can participate, please join us. This will be hosted in Portuguese language. It means Brazil people, or maybe if you understand a little, don't hesitate in participate. This is all about conversion from SAP ECC to S4. Okay. Week 2, next week we have the beginning of the week with the super speaker Henrique Pinto. He is going to open the week event and everything about S4 SAP HANA Cloud in the next generation. Both sessions in English and Portuguese, right? Thank you. I'm looking here, people are beginning to join at the live. Rodrigo, Roberta, Ruthvik, Fabiana, Manuel. Hi guys. Here is the title of my presentation. How SAP user can get the most from FIORI Apps. Why I used to do presentations talking about FIORI Apps. As we know, FIORI is the new user experience in SAP S/4HANA. Is one of the most important features along this new release. Okay, when people regarding business talking about the S/4HANA as a new product of SAP, and what does the business side get from this new user experience? Why companies must migrate from the SAP GUI experience that is well known into a new one called FIORI. As we know, we have to gather knowledge to speak about FIORI. I don't know what kind of level the professionals in market collected from the FIORI understanding, but I will show in this presentation how you can empower your FIORI usage from customizing. I will talk about the main process in financials. We understand that we could increase a lot of process here. I was trying to talk about assets under construction from internal order at the beginning of my preparations, but I decided to move to foundation perspective. We have a lot of speakers related to in this event, so I'm trying to bring you on foundation perspective. I will show you how to select the right app, okay, how to install your app, and then how to configure your app to do the maintenance, the configurations in S4HANA on-premise edition to enable you to use the best of the user experience. Okay, I will do an automatic payment program here. We have a lot of system to navigate. This is good. All the SAP professionals is pleased with this. And then let's go. Let's get started. First of all, I will show a couple of slides here talking about the FIORI Launchpad and how to install the FIORI. So after this point, I will move to demonstration. Okay, and my demonstration will consist in 2 stages. I will show the installation of the FIORI, and I will show the configuration and the user experience in FIORI. This is the FIORI Launchpad library. Okay, the library. This is the link. Okay, this is a link offered by SAP. You can freely join in this page. This page you can check and you can fetch all apps available for your system, and regarding all S4HANA release, and regarding if it's S4HANA on-premise edition or S4HANA Cloud. Well, here I will show you in a demonstration much better. We can fetch our transaction code from SAP GUI and collect the right app to navigate in FIORI. Through user rules, this is my user. Let's get to demonstrate. I will select the most relevant apps, show you how to install FIORI, and show how to execute an SAP logo in FIORI. In the second moment, we will perform all the maintenance to get the most from FIORI. Okay, I will turn my screen here into SAP. This is SAP GUI. Okay, in SAP GUI I have installed here my URL. Just a moment here, I will do again my logon. I will do that in English. Fine. Oh yes. Okay. Log it on in English right now. In favorites here in S4HANA, it's good to remind you, you can add here other objects like this. This includes web address, URL, and so on. So down here I have my FIORI library. Okay, you have only to, let me show you, you have only to text your URL name and the URL address down here. Using this, let's get to navigate here through FIORI library. Allow. Okay, page is now loading. I will show you here how to fetch the app information from FIORI. Came from transaction code SAP GUI. As we know, FIORI is a brand new user experience for S4HANA on-premise and S4HANA Cloud. So because this, we have the initial perspective from SAP GUI. Right now I will click in all apps. What I am going to tell you that SAP GUI transaction code that we know is a kind of selection field here in FIORI library. For example, we are going to configure and prepare F110, this is the automatic payment program. So we have some options here. We have an additional filter if you want. I will select manage automatic payments. So which kind of information is important here? I will tell you right now. Backend recorded for HANA, okay, this is our database. You have the line of business. This line of business is in alignment of your best practices. And the important thing here is application type. I'll tell you what is application type. This application can be designed from SAP GUI or SAP UI5. The important thing here is SAP GUI application type is a kind of copy from SAP GUI transaction code. If you want to show more impact using FIORI, search for SAP UI5 apps. This is under a new design. Okay, less clicks, less screen to complete the same process, right? In this case, we're going to use the automatic payment program that is named here Manage Automatic Payments through the new perspective, the new design of the FIORI. I can also select here the same transaction code from FIORI if it's needed, but I recommend to use, as I have commented before, application type is UI5. Okay, database HANA database exclusive. Important point here is also the form factor. Form factor desktop, it means this app can be only used using a PC. If you try to manage this application using a mobile or tablet, you get no allowance to do that. See the form factor to identify and recommend to your user what kind of platform is better. Okay, and here down here we have the app ID. The app ID is the ID that connects your transaction code to your FIORI app. Inform to your base S/4HANA base your right app ID in order to have your user role alright designed. And down here I will show you more details. Using FIORI library, you have the productive features here, and in another tab we have the implementation information. First of all, we have here the release, the right release that this application are going to be used. And so we are here 1809 in this release, FPS initial, okay? And it means that this application is suitable for me. Down here I'm going to configuration. Let's get down here. Business catalog. So your bases are going to check this business catalog, right? This is important to collect all the functionalities and applications is available in this application selected. So use a business catalog that your bases can create an additional custom business rule. Let me get down here just to update the screen. Right here, business role. This business role can be used as user role. Okay. So just let me check if people are listening well. Hello guys. I'm just refreshing here my screen. Okay, seems to be okay. And then I will collect here SAP BR8 accountant. What am I going to do now? I am going back to SAP GUI transaction code for user SU01. I am going to enter here my user, edit, add the user roles. I have already done this task, but you have to add here your role. The recommended assignment here is a kind of custom role, because this is a standard role is provided by SAP, and you may receive many other applications that you are not looking for. So just to let your FIORI profile more soft, more light, so it's better to provide the right transaction code, the right app ID to have your user without a lot of useless application that we are going to collect, because I have joined here the standard business role. However, for what we're doing here, for training perspective, this is useful, and we are going to do with this. Okay, so from this point I'll get back from my application initial screen, SAP Easy Access. I'm going now to select FIORI. We can join FIORI using the transaction code from favorites, or URL provided by URL added here through favorites, like this. Or you may enter at the command button n/UI2FNP. This is the FIORI transaction code. Allow. Fine. We are going to enter and log on screen. This user and password is the same as SAP ID password. No need to change here. Just to, okay, this is also in English. Right now we have joined it in FIORI. I have created here a FIORI group, Live Sign Track 2020, with the applications that we are going to work. Look at this. Manage automatic payment is already there, right? Just to open. This is the enhanced automatic payment program from F110 transaction code. It's going to take a while to load. However, we are going to show this. Well, besides, I'm going to show you some features from FIORI. In FIORI, you can drag and drop each blocks over there, or tile. We can rename the FIORI tiles, and then also we can create groups to make some groupings. Look at this. This is a new design. If you is in touch with F110 transaction code, it seems to be another kind of transaction and nothing related to the previous one. This is the new application in FIORI to maintain automatic payments that do a massive clearing process for vendors and customers, and DME file exchanging for from companies to banks. Okay, this is the work available in this transaction code. Right now I'm going to hit here the user information. We have that I am going back to the initial screen, my home. After this point I will get to the user information. Now I have enabled the edit homepage. Okay, let's hit here. So I got back to FIORI, and right now you can see we have a lot of changes here. We have an add group button here. So when you hit here, we create a blank group, so you can rename this as you wish. Okay, let me get up. We can also remove here some tiles that we are not going to use. For example, manage cost center new, remove it. Notice we are removing here from the initial screen. We are not removing from the business role assigned to your user, right? So we can recover this style as soon as you wish. Fine. We can drag and drop here information, so I can replace some positions. I can send the style to another group, for example, maybe my home. We have a my home section here, is a kind of favorites in the main page. As soon as you was okay, you are satisfied with the results, you hit close. So this is a quick navigation. Okay, then if somebody has a question here, I'm looking to the chat live, I can answer. AD. Okay, very good. Let's get back here to the main presentation. Right now we are going to talking about the configurations from customizing settings. As we know, we have a new enhanced app. This is for manage automatic payments. However, we have a point here. The enhanced application does not work with the classic print program, RFFO. Okay, the classic transaction code F110 used to do that, to create the DME file to exchange with banks. So how can we provide to our user enhanced transaction code once this transaction is not handled the classical print program? We can use the DME transaction code to create structures for payment method Workbech. Okay, Rodrigo has reminded me to donate people. Just for hints, don't forget to use the QR code at the beginning of the presentation to donate to families in poverty. Okay, this is very important. This is the cause of the whole event. If you are following us, if you like our presentations, please keep in mind to make the difference for these people. Thank you for all of you who are donating and helping others. Okay, RFFO can be written here using DME. DME is the transaction code to create the structures for the payment methods Workbench. This is another option to create payment methods structures. These structures are created to be exchanged as a flat file between company code and banks. In S4HANA, we have an additional transaction code with a lot of enhancements. DMEEX. DME is also available, as well as DMEEX. This is the new one. So we have to do some maintenance, and I will show you in the demonstration. Okay, over here we have another configuration. We have to go through OBPN transaction code that I'm going to show you to collect the structure that you already have created at this point into the assignments to banks, account IDs, and FBZP maintenance, like bank account determination, payments methods assignments, so on. I'm going to show you everything here. This is a PMW assignment to printing program variant. This variant is responsible to create the flat file to exchange with banks, the DME file. So at this point we are going to assign variants that we used to do in the classical print program. Right now we are going to do for PMW programs. I will show you the program here. OBPN4 is this transaction code. So we have to go right now to the demonstration. So far I am not seeing any questions about these topics. we have a kind of 10 or 20 minutes delay. Fine. We are going to use the app for F110 to manage automatic payments. I'm going to download the DME files, and let's have the difference from BCM monitor payment. What is the BCM? As I have commented here about PMW, PMW is a kind of prerequisite of the BCM transactions, BCM solutions. BCM is a new solutions, not new solutions. It came from the since SAP ERP, but this is a good solution to exchange files between company code and banks automatically using a workflow and a monitor to control the produced files from account receivable and account payable. And so BCM is also automatically connected with the new AppID, the enhanced AppID, to manage automatic payments. Okay, let's get into action, and I will show you through the demonstration how to maintain this. As this is S/4HANA on-premise edition, we can go to FBZP. In FBZP, we have to maintain house banks, bank account determination, payment methods in company code, payments methods in country, paying company codes, and all company codes. Okay, hitting here house banks, this corresponds to transaction code FY12. Through previous editions from S/4HANA on-premise, we have available the transaction code here, FY12 underscore H bank. This is also used to create house banks. So this is not allowed to connect to any WBC. This is a WebDim Pro screen. To create the current account, it means account ID. So here we are able to create the home bank account using this transaction code. However, in the new brand releases from S/4HANA since 1809, 1909, we can do this using FBZP or only FY12. Let's locate here my company code. Select house banks. I fill the information related to house banks, bank country, bank key. Bank key is a combination of digits of characters. Each country has a different way to fill bank keys. In Brazil, we have a particular way. Data media exchange is also useful with instruction key. Transaction code will be 47, just to create differences in the flat file, DME file. Let's get to bank accounts. Okay, as I have told, we have right now a shortcut here to create bank accounts. This is for releases 1809 and 1909. However, we have a SAP note that can enable this button for 1610 and 1709 as well. So this is the account ID. How I have created here, just hit here maintain bank account, allow. I'm going out to SAP GUI, and I'm going to WebDim Pro platform. NWBC is a new transaction code accessed from SAP GUI that enable you to create house banks, account ID, and transport the bank structures, and approve bank workflows, create bank hierarchies, and a lot of new features that we can find in S/4HANA. Okay, this is the screen. We have here the opening date from the house banks. This is not the house bank, this is related account ID, current account. So we have account holder, bank keys. Over here we fill the bank number, bank account number. bank digit control, and account type. Okay, getting up. House bank account connectivity. Clicking here in add button, we can find the options to fill company code, the house bank that we have created before using FI12, and right now we create CC001 house bank. You type here this digit is a kind of character field, 5 positions. So hitting enter, this information is sent to the right area, down area here. So you fill again the bank account, the same bank account that we have entered at the general screen, and right now we fill the general ledger account for this bank. Okay, accomplishing this point, we save. It was already saved, but no problem. So I'm going to also show you the transaction NWBC. What I did before was a shortcut, maintain bank account. Take this as a shortcut to create only your bank account in your current environment, right? So in order to transport this bank account, you have to join here, okay, in the WBC, taking account that this business role must be assigned to your user. Which business role? SAP underscore CFIN cash manager. Bank account structures is now from a cash manager solution. So we have here change bank accounts at FI12, but we are going to see manage bank account here. Well, I'm waiting here for the screen. This is a list containing all bank accounts already created in the system, and I will click here account list just to renew this screen with all accounts ID available. Look at this. This is the account that I have created before. So we have reached the previous point while I was creating account ID from the bank, the home bank definitions. So this is the same screen, same options, general data, house bank connectivities, and so on. Let me close this. This is important because we have another tools here. For example, when I hit the tool option, import and export bank accounts, what I'm expecting here is a screen with the option to download an XML file containing all the banks. This is the way to export. I'm not telling you that is a easier task than store everything in a change request, in a task request, and so on. But this is the option offered in SAP S/4HANA components, right? And so in order to transport bank accounts, we download here. Let me see. Look at this. We have here XML file already saved down here. Once you are defining this in a development environment, you have to connect to a quality environment or a production environment and select the file here to import the file, the XML file. When you do this, you got the transport. Okay. After my bank created, I have to get back FBZP like this. Okay, the main screen, and you have to do the bank account determination, right? So before I do the bank account determination, I will presume to use the same bank transfer payment methods. Okay, I'm going to use the U. After these maintenance, I'm going to show you the configuration related payment methods because it's very important to connect to BMW. Okay, this is the U. We are going to use U payment methods. For the home bank BE01 right here. Over here, BE01 for payment method U is attached to a clearing bank account. Just to remind, bank accounts is recommended to be posted initially through a clearing bank account. For example, account receivable, account payable, for the clearing process of the invoices must post into the clearing account. After this point, when we collect the bank statement from the bank, this is a DME file, we have to do a kind of bank reconciliation into this clearing account. As for HANA, kept this process. Okay, P01 has the maximum amount already defined here for all kinds of account ID. So I will back here these maintenance. Let's get up here, maintain payment methods in company codes. Bank transfer is already here. Payment methods in country. This is the first screen that you have to enter after create house bank. I'm showing you the maintenance from buttons of the bottom to up, but the right way to configure from scratch is to enter first to create the payments method. Okay, over here we have U, related bank transfers. Let's get down here, outgoing payments. Oops. Outgoing payments, bank transfers assigned. I have removed these validations related master data specifications because this is only for testing. Down here we have the option for classic payment medium programs. We used to put here for bank transfer in Brazil RFFO BR for Brazil underscore U. But right now I have selected this format. This format came from DMEEX, and so this is a structure created for PMW, Payment Method Workbench, and this structure is responsible for the connections with the new enhancement APP that we're going to use in FIORI, and if you want, use BCM, Bank Communication Management, is also a mandatory definition to do that using PMW. So after this point, I'm going to show you DME. Actually, I'm going to show you DMEEX. DME is still available, however, DMEEX will have much more features. Okay, I'll select the format 3 around the world. We have a lot of templates here. In particular for Brazil, we have it here. Let me locate the BR at the beginning. Just this. Look at this. BR Febraban. Febraban is the Brazilian Bank Federations. Contains over than 200 banks using the same template. So using this transaction, you can create manually your template with no need of custom codes. Okay, no development from ABAPers is requested here. I mean, some fields that could not be fetched from standard transaction code can be customized from the ABAP, custom codes, right? So such as barcode for boletos and something else. But is very small field, so 1 or 2. After this point, I'm going to OBPM1. This is the transactions to assign my structure. So I will assign the structure with a format. I'm going to create the format. Look at this. The format has same name as the structure, BR underscore Febraban, but the structure is maintained down here. Okay, structure is already maintained. After this point, we are going to OBPM4. Right now I'm going to assign the print program variant to my created structure. Let me locate here. Look at this. Barbara is over here. Double click. Notice we only have this screen displayed once we have maintained FBZP, the payments methods in FBZP. We were using the U payment form, the key payment method U, and down the bottom of the screen we have assigned this format. So this enabled this screen for me. I'm going down here just to locate my company codes. Starting S. Okay, the bank here. I'm going to use ID 001. Just hit F5 at the keyboard just to shortcut into the print program of the PMW. We used to create a variant in the RFFO classic program, but using the PMW we have to fill the variant into the report SAP FPM. Okay, just to fill your format here, data media exchange and error logs. Everything is arranged here, so I will jump into OBPM5. I have discussed about the BCM solution. OBPM solution here. Click here the first option. Look at this, and bank communication is enabled here by the click. It is already enabled, and we have an identifier. What is the identifier here? Look at this. I'm going to enter in SAP transaction code F110. This is the classic print program, automatic payment program. We have a run date here, 7. So we have this identification. What does this mean? The identifier foresee what kind of a position we have a trigger to start the BCM, Bank Communication Management. If I feel something like a B at the end, I will trigger my BCM, or if I feel here PG at the beginning, this is what was defined here. If I don't want to use BCM, only for download the regular way using FDTA transaction code or the correspondent application there, I have to fill other information here, other letter, not like that PG at the beginning or B at the end. This is the identifier. You do this using the OBP5. Okay, and right now we are going to the main point of presentation. After the configuration, I'm going back to FIORI here. Let me locate. Okay, fine. Let me update this screen. I will join again in FIORI and I will search for line items to work with. Okay, just loading. By the way, I'm going to remove these additional tabs here. Fine. Line Inside Track Brazil 2020. Okay. Vendor line items display. This application corresponds to FBL1N. We have also in SAP FBL1H, much faster. Right now I will open here open items for suppliers. Look at this. I'm going to select this one, supplier 1000349, right? Okay, there's a lot of suppliers here. I am going to open in a new tab the main page of Fiori, and I will select after this point the APP for automatic payment program. That you are going to see the difference. I'm going to make some process using the regular download of DME file. Let me locate here live sidetrack group. Okay. Look, I am joining here the schedule payment program. This is correspond to the SAP payment program. Let me check here. Schedule automatic payments. Look up here, we have the information. There was in a short time, but there was written SAP GUI for HTML. Fine. I will use this transaction code. This is the classical one. This app is the same as the transaction code from SAP GUI, just to show you how to download in a regular way, not using the BCM tool. Okay. Over here, I'm not going to fill my identifier. Company code as 401. Oops. The payment methods. Next payment date, I will put a very far payment date just to avoid big cut in my net due date, just for testing. 349. In a normal run of this transaction, this next posting date is the next day you are going to run this automatic payment program. Okay, no for free selections. My parameter selection is enough for me. Just hit some options for reporting. And the main difference is at the end here. Look at this. We have no classical print program here. Okay, and once I have settled the payment method U for PMW, we no longer need to fill payment program variant here in the classical print program. So I'm going to run, save data, proposal, start immediately, create the payment medium. Look very well to this screen. We have two flags here. Start immediately because I need to create the file right now, and we have the option to create the DME file. At the next app that I'm going to use, we don't have this second flag because this we need the payment W. Okay, just schedule. Let me update the status. Let's go more. Environment, payment medium, DME administration, FDTA. And this is only a test. I have run only the proposal, right? And so the FIORI file is here. 3,500,000 is here for BE House Bank, the receiver bank. Fine. And I'll go back here. This is the regular way to run the F110. Fine. I will edit my proposal. Notice I am going to delete this proposal. Let me go back here. Okay, more. Payment run, edit. Proposal, taking account proposal is a kind of a run for testing. Okay. After this point, I had to run payment run. Payment run is the real processing that clear the invoices and also create DME with the clean document. Fine. I am go back here. I'm going out from the classical automatic payments. This is an APP that represents the same transaction as SAPI. Intentionally, I did this just to explain the regular use. Right now, I'm back here not for schedule automatic payment. This is the SAPI APP. Right now is the SAPUI5 APP. The application type SAP Wi-Fi is very different, and FIORI Apps, Enhanced FIORI Apps, SAP Wi-Fi FIORI Apps has the same structure. We have the selection screen at the top, and we have down the list of the report or list of contents in the same screen. It means that as long as you are changing the selected fields, and then you have updating in the displayed list. This is great because using transaction codes in SAPI, we have to get back all the time and re-enter selection fields. I rather use this kind of approaching. I'm hitting go. Look at this. We have initially at the payment program here for Wi-Fi. We have a selection screen here, and down here we have a report. This is a report that I have run. Okay, right now we have this proposal that I have created here. This is stopped at the tab here for parameters already created, but right now I'm going to create an additional one. I'm going first of all to create a PG. This is now for BCM. If I use a no identification configured in OBPM5, I could use here such as 2. I could generate the same DME file as the SAPI app. But right now, as I have tested this before, I'm going to create a new one. I will trigger here the identifier with PG 001. I'm going to create using BCM as I have maintained it through OBPM5. This is the parameters screen. Okay, customers, payment company codes, next payment date. I will enter here the FAR I have here. 349 is the vendor. Okay, right now I'm going to save this. After save, I will schedule. In this schedule, I'm not going to run as proposal because I did it before. I know this process is working. Right now I'm going to run as a payment. Okay, look at this, the same square we have received from the another app, the classical payment program. So you can see here we have only the start immediately flag. We don't have the flag to create an additional DME. So never mind here because I'm going to create through BCM as I have selected. Schedule. Okay, payment process is already processed. PG, okay, let me see if it was well accepted. Okay, no exceptions here in my report. Payment already created. The payment number, the payment document number is here, is 2 ending 22. Okay, I'll go back. You can see this manage automatic payment app is much easier to manage than F110 regular transaction code from SAPI. Going back here. Okay, I will find the BCM monitor. This is the BCM monitor. This app is already installed here. I will pick from my company code, payment run PG001. If I enter here the payment document number is another option, okay, but this is enough. Well, look at this, batch number 36. So we have here the payment document to ending 22. So payment was accepted. This is the DME file to be sent to the bank. Ending here the connection with bank, we need a PIPO activity here as well as workflow. We have to trigger this monitor to send automatically this DME file to the bank through host-to-host connection. Okay. Voila, the name of the user, all information referred to the file. So let's get back to the presentation. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is all. What I have done here, we have selected the right application from FIORI. I have showed you how to select the application type. That means we have two options, SAP D applications and SAP Wi-Fi applications. I have showed you that SAP Wi-Fi applications is enhanced. We have more definitions there. So after that, we have maintaining our user with the business role. With the business role, we can enable the application selected into our FIORI access. After that, we have additional customizing to do to enable the best option. Well, instead to say to user, oh, we cannot have an SAP Wi-Fi application, you have to say, yes, I can do this application Wi-Fi to provide you a better experience. This is my message in this presentation. Fine. Anybody has a question here? Manuel has asked here about the configuration of FBZP. Yes, you are right. FBZP is the same, but with FY12 transaction code, we have that link to NWBC to create bank ID. So we can do the same using NWBC. We have done here both configurations, right? I'm going back here. I'm going to end my presentation showing that Donate for People Living in Poverty is our campaign, Desejando Bem. Just to remind you, this is a non-governmental association. Okay, this is recommended by SAP. Of course, we have to take in account that which kind of organization are depositing money. Okay, this is recommended by SAP. Rodrigo Alves is SAP Inside Track long-term organizer member, so part of SAP community since long time. He's SAP employee and has a lot of actions in Desejando Bem organization. So it's much recommended for our site and much recommended from SAP side. Please donate, make the difference for these people. Okay, and I thank you very much for your presence here. If you have further questions that we are not talking at this moment, please address me using my links. Look at this. Let me back here. Okay, these links you can find me. Fine, and then I will be pleased to answer questions from you. Fine. Thank you. I'm closing this broadcast right now, and taking account we have here Eid Haddad at Brazilian time 6 p.m. and UTC 21 hours. Okay, UTC. Fine. Thank you very much. Bye bye.